Hello students, in this session we are going to talk about plasma membrane. Generally plasma membrane is the outer covering of the cell. So it is outer covering of cells. So plasma membrane is a outer covering of cell. So it is made up of phospholipid bilayer. So generally plasma membrane is made up of phospholipid bilayer. So this is the phospholipid and it is arranged in the bilayer form. So this phospholipid contain head portion. So this head is called hydrophilic head. Hydrophilic head, which faces the periphery, and tail, this is hydrophobic tail. Hydrophobic tail. So which is present inner side. So hydrophilic head faces the polar compounds like water soluble compounds, but hydrophilic tail will not face the polar compounds. That's why this is non-polar tail. So apart from phospholipids, it also contains proteins, glycoproteins, glycolipids, carbohydrates. So it consists of phospholipids, proteins, glycoproteins, glycolipids, carbohydrates. Usually proteins in plasma membrane are two types. So one is integral protein. So integral proteins, they take part in the formation of the structure. And another one is transmembrane protein. So these transmembrane proteins helpful for the transportation of ions in and out to the cell. So proteins are generally two types: integral proteins, transmembrane proteins. And glycoproteins and glycolipids, they take part in the formation of the plasma membrane structure. And carbohydrates also buried in this structure. So main function of the plasma membrane, it is selectively permeable. That means it will allow some components enter into the cell and it will not allow other components to enter into the cell. So that's why it will play very important role in the cell and outside environment. It will maintain the balance between cell and outside environment by selectively allowing some components into it. So plasma membrane usually which is outer covering of the cell, so which is made up of phospholipid layer. Usually this lipid contain head which faces to periphery and tail which faces inside. So head portion is hydrophilic and tail portion is hydrophobic. So apart from this phospholipids, it also contain proteins. Generally proteins are two types: integral proteins, they take part in formation of the structure and they are buried inside the structure. And transmembrane proteins, so since it is selectively permeable membrane, these transmembrane proteins act as the channels to carry some substances in and out of the cell. And it also contains glycoprotein, glycolipids, carbohydrates as the structural components. So the main function of this plasma membrane, it will maintain the balance between outside environment and inside cell by selectively accepting or rejecting the components in and out. So this is all about plasma membrane.